Now let's walk through the process of graphing piecewise functions. So first thing I do is I look for any boundary numbers. That's within the domains. This is called the domain where we have the inequalities. So I just look for any numbers. The only numbers I see over here is -2. So what I do is I go to my graph at -2 and I draw a dotted vertical line. This just helps me know where my two pieces are going to go. The next thing I do is I place each of these functions. So for instance, the x plus 3 is going to be placed where x is less than -2, which means it's going to be on the left side. As a helpful hint, they're always going to go in order left to right. So this next one naturally would have to go on the other side. But you can double check that because we're going wherever x is greater than -2, and that's to the right of -2. Next thing I do is I just set up some tables for both of these, like so. And in both of these tables, we're actually going to put whatever that number is on the boundary that they share. So they're both on that -2 boundary. So we're going to put -2 as our first x value for both. Now before we plug anything in, there's something important you need to know. When you plot the first point that's on the boundary, you do need to know if it's going to be open or closed. So the symbol is going to tell you that. So if you get a symbol that's greater than, or sorry, less than, or it's just plain old greater than, then that means you're going to have an open circle. On the other hand, if it's equal to, so if it's less than or equal to, or it's greater than or equal to, then it's going to be closed, or sometimes I call it filled in. And I'll show you what I mean by that, but we're going to go ahead and indicate which one's which right now. So on the top one, the x plus 3, x is less than -2. Since it's not equal to, that means it's going to be open. While on the bottom one, it says x is less than or equal to, so we have that equal to symbol, meaning this one is going to be closed. So at this point, we've set everything up. Let's go ahead and start plugging numbers in. So let's just go ahead and plug the -2 into this first one. So we've got -2 plus 3, which is just a +1. And it's going to be open, so I'm going to go -2 +1. I'm just going to put an open circle like this. Now I need at least one more point that's somewhere on this side over here. So I'm just going to pick, I'm going to go ahead and pick a number to the left of -2. So -3 would work. I usually just do the one right next to it. And then I'll plug that in. -3 plus 3 is 0. So I'm going to go left 3 to 0, right there. And I'll draw my line. Notice I only draw it on the left side. And that's because this is only on the left side. So then we're going to go to the other one. We've got -2. I'm going to plug that in. So we've got -2 times, -2. Should have put that in there. -3. That's 4 minus 3, or 1. So we have -2, 1. So we're going to go left 2, up 1. Now this one's supposed to be closed, but there's already an open circle there. That just means you fill it in. So there shouldn't be any open circle anymore. Now we need one more point on the right side, so this side. So I'll just go to the right of -2, so I'll do -1. That's 2 minus 3, or -1. So -1, so left 1, down 1. Draw your point. And then I'm just going to connect those dots only on the right side and do not extend to the left side of the boundary that I made. And you're done. That's it. So now that we've done one, let's do another one. See how this goes. So this time our boundary is at +1. So I go to +1, like so. And then I'm going to place my two equations. So -2x plus 3, we place that where an x is less than 1, so that's on the left side. And then 3x minus 2 will go on the right side because it's x is greater than or equal to 1. Then the next thing I do is I'll make my table. And then my other table, I'm going to decide if they're open or closed. But first, let's put down our number. So we're going to put the 1 down for both of these. And let's determine if those are open or closed. And by the way, it's only the first point that we have to decide if it's open or closed. Anything off the boundary is always going to be closed. So for this first one, we're looking at the top one. It's not equal to, which means it's going to be open. The bottom one is equal to, and that's on the right side. So that means it's going to be closed. And let's go ahead and work our magic. So -2 times 1 plus 3 is 1. So I'm going to go to the right one, up 1, and I'll put an open circle right there. Now we're doing the left side, so I'm going to pick a number to the left of 1. 0 works. I'll plug that into my equation. I get 3. And so I go 0, 3, so just up 3 from the origin, and I go ahead and draw my line. Remember, it's just on the left side. Okay, let's go to the other one. So we have 3 times 1 minus 2, which is 1. And this one's closed, so I'm going to go 1, 1, and I'm just going to fill that point in. By the way, that won't always happen. Sometimes you'll have 1 open circle and 1 closed. I'll show an example later. And then I'm going to pick something to the right of 1. So let's try 2. 3 times 2 minus 2. That's 6 minus 2, which is 4. So I'm going to go right 2, up 4 from the origin. Right here. And I draw my line. And notice I only draw it on the right side of the boundary. And I'm done.